Hello everyone and welcome back for another edition of 8 Minutes with Aaron. I am of course your host Aaron, and today, that's right, today, we are going to go over the WWE Monday Night Raw from February, what's today? We're rolling again because it's not February. Hello everyone and welcome back for another edition of 8 Minutes with Aaron. I am of course your host Aaron, and today we are going to go over Monday Night Raw from Monday, June 10th. Alright, I got it this time, so let's get rolling with a fresh edition of this guy right here, Aaron. So this week I was able to watch Monday Night Raw and remember to watch it. So we're going to go down the list and talk about what we liked and what we didn't like. Give that bad boy an up or give the bad things a down. So let's start off with the first segment, which came out with Drew McIntyre, who was hailed by a CM Punk chant that drowned him out for quite some time. He was talking about how this Saturday he is going to go to Glasgow and he is going to win the WWE title from Damian Priest. Damian Priest came out and said, "You ain't gonna win my title, man. And just to show I'm a great champion, tonight you will face Finn Balor one-on-one. If you beat him, no Judgment Day at ringside. But if you lose, Judgment Day will be right here." That just took us back to a segment where Liv Morgan was chilling in the locker room. Of course, Dominic was there. He was like, "Yo, what are you doing at the Judgment Day hangout?" She gave Dom a little hotel key and said, "Hey, meet up with me later." And Dom looked a little bit hesitant, but he still took the card in his hand, and that is a no-no. And then we're just going to keep trying to skip ahead and keep going through, as it was Io Sky versus Lyra Valkyrie. This match, to me, it went kind of slow-paced, a little bit of slow botching here and there. Don't count me on that if you want to come at me that I'm not a fan of women's wrestling. I do like women's wrestling, but when it is done right and it's not botched up. Io Sky came out with the victory. There were a couple pins that the shoulder wasn't down. I don't know what's going on with these WWE referees not calling shit. Of course, Damage Control tried to get involved, and Lyra Valkyrie knocked them all out. Io Sky won with a nice little roll-up, and after the match, they beat her ass, Lyra Valkyrie, until who came out? I don't know, these EMD-type tag team girls came out and tried to make the save. Wasn't very interesting, and I don't really care. Sami Zayn segment, where he's back talking to Otis, talking to, what's her name, Maxine Dupree, talking to Tozawa, saying, "Get away from Chad Gable. He is nothing but bad news." They basically said, "Hey, listen, he's like our family. We can't just walk away." And Sami Zayn was very disappointed as he has a match with Otis tonight. Spoiler alert, it was awful. Then we had the match with the LWO, Rey Mysterio, and Braun Strowman versus Judgment Day, who was Dominic, JD McDonough, and Carlito. Well, before this whole thing, they were like arguing in the back to Judgment Day, everybody, about the card that Liv Morgan left. But Finn Balor definitely took Liv Morgan's key card. To sum this match up, Judgment Day kept Rey Mysterio in, beat the shit out of Rey Mysterio, and in the end, Braun Strowman got the hot tag, came in, and started beating the shit out of everybody, and Dragon Lee did a jump off Braun Strowman's shoulders. 1, 2, 3, they won, LWO and Braun Strowman. Oh, and Liv Morgan also did come out and fucked with Dominic a little bit, so that happened as well. Let's see, skipping. Back in the locker room, Ricochet was talking to Dragunov. Dragunov had a match against Braun Breaker later in the night. Something happened with Ricochet too. We're going to have to discuss that a little bit too. Then Sami Zayn came out for his match against Otis. Otis was kicking ass, and then all of a sudden Chad Gable got into Otis's face. Otis took the eye off Sami Zayn. Hell of a kick by Sami Zayn. 1, 2, 3, 1. He is still the Intercontinental Champion. I don't even think the title's up for grabs, but this Saturday, Chad Gable will face Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental title in Glasgow. After the match, they beat the shit out of Sami Zayn. It took us to the back with R-Truth and The Miz. They set up a match with AOP. I'm just going to say this, and we're just going to go real quick. AOP lost. Miz and R-Truth are still the tag team champions. I don't know what's going on with that. They haven't had a very good run as champions, and either as a SmackDown champions, Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. Both tag team champions are scrambling for something to do, and they both suck. That's just me. Get the Usos back together. They were more entertaining than these tag teams. They had in Abel Fire and Elisa Dawn, I don't even know what their tag team name is, versus Shayna Baszler and Tony Stark, just to have a match because they are going to have a triple threat match along with Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair for the women's WWE titles on Saturday. this match was this match. Shayna Baszler got a hot tag and basically destroyed. I think Abadal Frey made her tap out real quick, murdered her. Her character looked so weak as shit because Baszler destroyed her. So I don't think they're going to lose the titles on Saturday, Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair, so yeah, I don't know. The next match was a banger, definitely. A banger, as Sheamus would say. I was Ilya Dragunov versus Braun Breaker. This match was freaking insane. You thought Braun Breaker was going to come in, since he's been looking like a monster the last couple weeks with the spears and annihilating everyone he had a one-on-one match with. Breaker came in, got his ass beat by Dragunov. Dragunov was murdering the shit out of him. I'm glad I never saw them wrestling in NXT, because this was a great match. It was definitely awesome. The crowd gave them a standing ovation. This is awesome. That was probably the best match of the card. I can't even spit that out, right? And yeah, Braun Breaker did eventually get the victory. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he speared him. He speared the shit out of him, damaged up his ribs. And then after the match, Ricochet came out, fought off Braun Breaker so Dragunov can catch a breather and get the hell out of there. And then in the back, Braun Breaker murdered the shit out of Ricochet, speared him, threw him against a bunch of crap, and then I think power slammed him into a car window, and the car window thing shattered. So Ricochet was carried out by medical professionals and taken to a local medical facility, because I can't say hospital, along with his girlfriend, who was the announcer. Can't remember her name. Can't remember it. And yeah, he was off. That's it. Bye, Ricochet. Bye-bye, Ricochet, because all over the internet and all over, wrestling shit, it has announced that Ricochet will not be re-signing with WWE, and this was his swan song saying goodbye. And most likely he is going to go to AEW, or he could surprise the shit out of all of us and do a swerve and come back to the WWE as a different character, a different persona, and that could be sick. I would admit that was probably awesome if that happened. And finally, we come down to the final match, Drew McIntyre versus Finn Balor, one-on-one. Who will win and who will have their team at their side? Drew McIntyre doesn't have anyone on their side, but will Judgment Day come out victorious? And I will let you know, this match only had 10 minutes to go. I mean, I don't know what's all these main events, giving them only 15 minutes when they're coming out with their entrance music, which takes 5 minutes. It was a 10-minute match. Drew McIntyre and Finn Balor did the best they could. It wasn't the greatest of all matches, wasn't the best. And Drew McIntyre ended up winning with the Claymore after Judgment Day tried to get involved, and Drew McIntyre took them all out. Now, overall, I'm going to have to say this Raw is definitely going to go to get it down. Did not really interest me that much. The card was pretty weak, and I'm not really happy with them making Liv Morgan look like a whore. It's not that great. And the shining moment was how awful Michael Cole is at commentary nowadays. He called the referee looking like Dracula. Like, come on, dude. What's up with that? And of course, another night and another Monday Night Raw of no CM Punk. But he could show up at NXT. Come on, Punk, man. Come on. Anyway, like I said, that all got it down. My name is Aaron. Thank you for joining me at 8 Minutes with Aaron. I will see you next time when we talk about more things, more stuff, and hey, more of me. See you next time. Bye.